everybody. Welcome to the Buckeye Weekly Podcast. I'm Tony Gerdeman, here as always with Tom or Tom. How's it going?
Tony, we have a long drive coming. You can't keep me waiting like that. It's time for not only the dumbest show of the week every week, but a particularly dumb week for the dumbest show of every week, because it is bold predictions time, and it's bold predictions time against a terrible team, which means it is such an ordeal to put these together, and you end up going back through so many box scores against so many of just games against just terrible teams. Like, I have relived so many Rutgers games that I had completely forgotten in the process of preparing for the show. Purdue games, Northwestern games, like lots of games I never wanted to think about again. And I got to live so many of them, Tony, all for the glory of this stupid show.
Well, that's the difference between you and me, because I respect Wisconsin. I see this as a very, very tough environment for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Tough road game. Any win you can get on the road in the Big Ten, you take. So I'm not expecting some big numbers, so maybe my bold predictions will finally reflect that.
Well, your predictions will. Anyway, yeah, I keep looking at this, and it's like, I have one that's like, boy, this has only happened once in the last 6 years. And then you're going to say, yes, but it happened last week. And it's like, well, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. They're bad. They can't score negative points.
That's
probably.
The thing.
So
you're measuring this against an Ohio State offense that is doing, the defense that is doing, and Wisconsin being, so there's a lot of descriptive noises there that will also lead to some arguing. Where there is no arguing, Tom, is what happened last week. I know you probably haven't gone back and looked. There's no reason for you to go back and look. The only thing you got correct was the bonus that I threw you. Me, however, career low rushing total for Bo Jackson, 51 yards or less. That hit, as I knew it would. First home interception for Luke Altmaier since 2023. That hit, as I knew it would. A running back will have a touchdown catch. Feels like this should have been a 2-pointer. That one also hit, Bo Jackson. The best part about that, Tom, is I don't think you put a 17-yard qualifier on there, because it was a 17-yard touchdown.
Well, rest assured, I have learned my lesson from last week, and we'll make sure to not let you coast so easily this week. All right, and I will remind you, we have approximately 16 hours round trip in the car together, just you and me. So get ready for some icy silences, buddy.
Those are my favorite kind. All right, I'll let you go first.
All right. Let's just get this out of the way right now. Something that has only happened once versus any Big Ten opponent since 2017, and one of those absolutely terrible Rutgers teams. Ohio State shuts out a Big Ten opponent. It happened last year against Purdue. They haven't done it since then. They've only done it once since 2017. I know what you're going to say. I said it in the open. Mm-hmm. You're going to say, well, it happened in Wisconsin last week. Yeah, well, I don't know what to tell you. It doesn't happen very often. I am the one who tells you never predict a shutout, and I am predicting a shutout.
Now, you said this has only happened once, aside from Rutgers?
Once since 2017. Okay. It was Purdue last year. Unless I'm forgetting one, I did a quick scan through, and I didn't see any others in Big Ten play. And they did happen against Grambling this year, but that's Big Ten play.
Well, it happened against Western Michigan last year. It happened against Purdue last year. We're going to take it. We're going to accept it. I think predicting a shutout, even in this situation, feels like a half point, but as we all know, we always round up. That's what this show is known for, rounding up. And I did not send in my prediction. I sent it in. I did not send in a shutout. I don't believe so. By my own comeuppance, I will go ahead and allow this one. It should be bold, right? This is a bold statement. Ohio State will shut out an opponent. Like, just because it's less bold this week than most weeks doesn't. But Tom, if I set the over-under on scores at half, that sounds like you're going to probably take, are you taking the over if I set the over-under on a half a score?
For Wisconsin, yeah,
Yes,
I think you are.
You shouldn't be. I think it should be definitely.
Yeah, I would absolutely take the over on that, because it's all the stuff that I say every time someone predicts a shutout. You never predict a shutout, because all you have to do is have one bobbled kickoff return, one bobbled punt, one bad snap, and even the worst offense, if you start with the ball at the opponent's 20, is going to be able to kick a field goal from there. And one missed tackle on a pass, one whatever. Like, you have to be almost perfect to have a shutout, and perfect is a pretty difficult standard for people to meet, which is sort of proven out by the fact that they have only shut out one Big Ten team since 2017.
Well, and I will say this, Tom, you may not like the way I put this, but so Ohio State in its last 7 Big Ten games has shut out one opponent. In Wisconsin's last 1 Big Ten game, they have been shut out. So a quarter of the last 8 games involving these two programs have been shutouts for either Ohio State or Wisconsin. Does that seem, if we're going to set the boldness level at 25%, that's fine. We can set it now. We all understand. Again, we're going to allow this, but this is something where Wisconsin has scored twice in their last 3 games prior to being shut out. So if Ohio State's probably going to do something to screw up somehow to allow a score, unless Wisconsin just has the perfect 15-play or 12-play script on that first drive. I don't care for this one. It feels like it should be a shutout, but shutouts are rare, as you said, other than, of course, the last 8 games involving these two teams. Not rare at all. Wisconsin will be shut out for 1 point, Tom. Congratulations. We're 20 minutes into the show.
I was going to say, we're 7 minutes and 15 seconds or so into the show, and we've done one half of one round of the 1 point predictions, and it was one that you agreed to very early on and then spent 5 minutes filibustering about for no reason whatsoever. So we'll have lots of fun on pace kind of bold predictions on this show. Here's one. We're on pace to do about a 3-hour episode, and I still need to pack. So let's keep it moving.
You just spent a minute there doing your own filibustering, Buster. My first one, I've done a variation of this in the past, and it has not gone well, so this should probably be a 3-pointer. The Ohio State running backs will have carries of 17 plus and 34. 17 yards and 34 yards. 2 separate carries, one of 17 or more, one of 34 or more running backs.
So this goes right, and since we're going to pick up the pace here, we're going to try and run tempo like Illinois. Here's one of my 1-pointers. 3 running backs will have a carry of 10 plus yards, which is something that has not happened in Big Ten play for Ohio State this year. So these feel like they're related, and probably, 17 and 34, you're not picking specific guys, and you're not, I think I probably have to allow it just based on the fact that it's a little bit 220 for you, where you've tried it before and it hasn't worked. So I probably have to allow it. But, if you're okay with mine, I'm okay with yours.
Well, I'm not really okay with yours. And I'm just looking. And here's the thing. Excuse me. So C.J. Donaldson has 5 10-yard carries in 6 games, basically 1 a game. James Peoples has 6 in 6 games. And we know Bo Jackson, he's got 14 and 5. So we're going to need to raise that 10 up to last week. What was the long carry? Was it 13 yards for 2 guys?
Something like that.
So
I will stop you right there and make my standing offer. I would gleefully trade mine for yours right here, that I will take a 34 and 17 yarder, and you can have 3 10-yarders, which is such a gimme. 3 different players with 10 yarders, which I will remind you once again, they have not done this in Big Ten conference play this year, and almost certainly not definitely not against Texas. So they haven't done it against a power conference opponent this year.
Interesting. Yeah, I'll take that one. I'll trade you.
You're going to trade? All right.
I don't know that we've necessarily ever done this before. I don't like trading because
Because mine are always more bold than yours. Yes.
No,
Agreed.
it's just I don't. That's somebody else's property. I'm not interested. But this is just 3 running backs will have carries of 10 yards or more.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to give you a little secret here. I think Isaiah West is going to be one of those 3. That's my little secret there. So,
well, and when I was thinking about allowing you to have this, I was going to remove him from possibility. So that's interesting. All right, so now my turn again, correct? Yes.
Yes.
I need. So, in line with stuff that we're hearing and stuff that's going on in interviews, here's one that has never happened before. Not just twice in the last 8 games. Never happened before, Tom. Kenyatta Jackson, at least 2 TFLs in this game.
Well, this would seemingly be a lot more bold had we not heard Kenyatta Jackson talking to Matt Patricia about the fact that he wanted to get more, involved in. Yeah, I see you shaking your head. Yes, I was also there.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, and that's the really irritating portion of this is at least one. It needs to include at least 1 sack. 2 TFLs, including at least 1 sack.
Why does it need to?
Half a sack. How about that?
He's never done it before. Why would it need to include anything?
Because I was in the same interview session that you were. That's why. Yeah, This is one of these extremely irritating loopholes where it's like we both know this is absolutely going to happen this weekend.
One of the tackles for loss cannot lead to a strip sack touchdown of at least 51 yards.
Well, that was right on the tip of my tongue. I was about to put that exact disclaimer out. So therefore, because we know that 17 plus 34 equals 51, now I'm powerless to stop it. Yes, there you go. Make sure you write all of those things down.
So help me.
How about this one, Tony? The Ohio State defense outscores Wisconsin.
See,
so this is a standard. Frankly, probably should be more than one point. But I'm going to put this out there as my 1-pointer, and am fully prepared for this to be something that you try and trade for a 2-pointer or something later on. But this is easily a probably multi-pointer. I am merely asking for 1 point because I am a generous soul.
This is one that I was thinking about as well. I ended up going bolder, but yeah, anytime we have done this, it has been allowed. There's really, how do you argue it other than, well, Wisconsin? It's like, well, that's a very good argument, but
you make a good point there.
So, Ohio State defense,
yes,
outscores Wisconsin offense and defense. Outscores Wisconsin.
Outscores Wisconsin, period, full stop. So offense, defense, I will even give you special teams. Yes.
Okay. Ohio State defense. I forgot the defense part. Wasn't so bold the other way.
Ohio State outscores Wisconsin, 3 points.
All right. Okay. That's good. That's good. Here, while we're talking about the Ohio State defense, they will hold Washington to no more than 161 yards of total offense. Their season high this year is 162, or the OSU season low is 162. The last time they held a Big Ten opponent to like less than that was maybe like Michigan in 2016 or something. I've got that in parentheses. I don't know what it means, Tom, but what I'll say is they're going to hold Wisconsin to a season low in yards for Ohio State, and probably Wisconsin as well.
So that would be the season low for Ohio State, allowing total yardage.
Yeah, and Wisconsin's season low so far this year is 209. This would be because Ohio State allowed 162 against Minnesota last week. So I'm saying 161 or lower. Again, nothing really you can do to stop this one.
Yeah, I probably have to just sort of allow it. You did say Washington the first time you said this, and I was like, oh, well,
sorry.
If he doesn't say it again, I'm going to say agree, and then we're going to go, well, you got to go back and check the tape. I don't know what to tell you, but
Check
you did
the
correct yourself
tape.
the second time, sadly.
Yeah, okay.
So, I feel like I am probably powerless to stop this one, unfortunately. So, we'll just move on with that one. And very much in the spirit of that, there is at least one quarter in which Wisconsin's offense puts up negative yardage.
I like that. I was thinking something similar. It's my bonus. You want your freebie right now?
No, please. Because then I'd have to give you my freebie, and that's too good. We got to keep the people waiting for that.
All right. So you said Wisconsin has at least one quarter, or no more than one quarter.
No, at least one quarter of negative yardage, not 0 yards, negative yardage.
All right. I like that one. And just got to throw this in there.
No, you don't.
Can't be negative 34 yards. I'm giving you a wide.
No. If it's negative 17 or negative 34 yards, I get 2 points. That's.
No.
If it's, how about this? If it's negative 17, I get 2 points. If it's negative 34, I get no points.
Oh, we got to do that.
It's stupid. So therefore, we're contractually obligated to do it.
We have no choice. 0 points. All right. Well, now we all have a rooting interest. Okay. So my fourth 1-pointer, something that has never happened in the history of college football since the Rutgers and Penn were booting an oblong leather pig around a muddy field. Has this ever happened?
It was Princeton. Go on.
And actually, this happens quite a bit. Never mind. It happens often. But also never. This particular thing has never happened.
Sounds bold. Go on. Yes.
Somebody catches their first career touchdown pass.
Okay. So who on Ohio State's team would qualify for a first career touchdown pass? Mylan Graham.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Quincy Porter. Yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Bo Jackson had a touchdown reception last week.
Mm-hmm.
C.J. Donaldson has had a touchdown reception. Has James Peoples had a touchdown reception?
He has not.
Okay, so Mylan Graham, Quincy Porter, James Peoples, Isaiah West.
It's not a long list.
Nate Roberts has. Bennett Christian has. Jelani Thurman has. So I'm looking at 5 guys. It feels like I get to remove at least one of them. Yeah, for sure. 100%. Agreed. You're, I'm sure, recoiling with how true my statement was. All right. So yes, except it cannot be Quincy Porter.
Can't be Quincy Porter. Unless it comes between the 17 and 34 yard line.
Unless it's exactly 17 or 34.
Between the 17 and 34 yard line, 17 and 34 do not count. So it has to be an 18 to 33 yard touchdown catch.
Well, that is overly complicated, which is in the spirit of the show. So, all right, I will grudgingly agree. Because I will remind you, we have between what's going to feel like a 17 and 34 hour drive this weekend. So
14 overly complicated, bold predictions for Ohio State versus Wisconsin.
Overly complicated, grudgingly agreed to bold predictions. Yes. All right. The title of the show gets longer every week. So does the show itself. Why? No one knows. All right. Last one. This one, frankly, I think this is another one where you might want to move it up because this is someone who has not done a whole heck of a lot recently, and I think he's not particularly likely to do this, but I do like to, when Ohio State is playing a former teammate, look at, hey, maybe the former teammate's going to have a good game. Jayden Ballard in Big Ten play has 1 reception for 9 yards. So my bold prediction is that he will triple those numbers, at least 3 receptions and 27 yards. And just to put that in perspective, that's the exact numbers he put up against Miami University in a blowout early season win. So, and then I don't think he's actually done that against anyone else. He had a long touchdown against Alabama. He had a couple catches against Middle Tennessee, but didn't reach 3 catches and didn't reach 27 yards against anyone else. And then just 1 for 9 in 3 Big Ten games.
Well, here's part of my issue. He's got 7 catches on the season. So you say he's going to have 7 or 3 in a game. It's like, okay, that's legit. My problem is, Tom, that every team that he has played against that is from Ohio, he has done this. 100% of the games against teams from Ohio, he has done 3 for 27.
That's all true. And people are constantly saying, you know which team I would most closely comp this Matt Patricia defense to? The Miami Redhawks. Tony, if you can name Miami's defensive coordinator right now.
Rob Harley.
I think that's probably not true. It's a heck of a shout. Let's check and see.
Come on.
You didn't. The important thing is that you didn't let me finish my sentence, because I was going to say I will give you a point, but you didn't let me finish. So, no, Bill Brecken, Tony, unless, well, maybe that's an outside out.
Brock's back.
So the Miami website says Bill Brecken. The AI overview says Corey Heatherman. Either way, Tony, I think that's Miami.
I missed twice.
Yeah, I think you're 0 for 2, so you actually lose a point now. So there you go. Not Rob Harley. So good shout though.
Okay, all right. 3 for 27. I want to throw in, some sort of qualifier, but I feel like, again, we're going to have to allow this because you're talking about 7 catches on the season. You're saying 3 here. Granted, he has already done this once, so we know he can do it. But Jayden Ballard, former Buckeye, plays Wisconsin that can't throw the ball. So 3 for 27, make it 6 for $1 million. Doesn't matter.
That's kind of how it feels, but I did want to throw one in there just cause.
My next one is, you know how we mentioned your Ohio State defense outscores Wisconsin's pretty bold. Probably qualifies for more than just 1 point, but less than 2. So it's in a limbo there that you can't get past, because as we know here, we do not round up. Ohio State has a defensive score. Generally, that's bold. They've got 1 on the season in 6 games.
So you're taking mine.
No. I wrote mine already. This is
having the boldness.
No, same boldness.
No.
You just added to it.
Yes, perhaps doubling it. Yes, because that. So therefore, yours would be.
Now,
well, I'm gonna need some more specifics on this one. I'm gonna need either a player, yardage. I'm gonna need this dialed in a little bit more.
And understood. What I can do is I can allow you to take 3 players away. 2 of them have to be on offense.
Joe McGuire. So how about we narrow this down to a scoop and score or a pick 6?
All right. And then you're not taking any players away.
But I can take away individual yard lines.
Oh, of course. We know that these are always the one thing,
the best
collateral damage.
Worst / best. Yes, agreed.
Okay. I'm going to go with a pick 6.
Okay. That is, I think, the smart decision. Yes. However, the pick 6 cannot come from the 17 or 34 yard lines.
And that's either.
Well, since you offered it up, I'll say yes. I agree.
Stupid. All right, cannot come from any of them. Okay, all right.
The real tragedy is that this isn't Canadian football where there is a 51-yard line, because rest assured, I would absolutely. Bold prediction, Wisconsin does not score a rouge, and Ohio State scores from the 51-yard line.
All right. Okay, what is your lame 2-pointer?
So this is one of the ones where I looked up some of the historical data. I cannot tell you I went through every single box score, but I made a good faith effort to go through just the biggest trash piles that Ohio State has played. Ohio State outgains Wisconsin by 5.1 yards per play in the spirit of 51, 5.1 yards per play. Like I looked, they didn't do it against that garbage Rutgers team in 2019. They didn't do it against Northwestern in 2019. Minnesota this year, they were close-ish, but they didn't get there. Purdue in 2024, they didn't get even close to that. As far as I can tell, maybe I missed one, and I didn't look at Grambling, and I didn't look at Florida A&M or whatever. But as far as I can tell from games that you think of as like, wow, this was an incredible mismatch in Big Ten play, this has not happened since the 2017 Rutgers game, which is the legendary Chris Ash sad field goal game.
Yeah, because against Minnesota, they were like right there at like 5.00, you know.
Yes.
Boy, and the fact that they haven't done that. Generally, when you haven't done something ever in history, that's a one-pointer, as we know. But so this being done back just a couple of years ago in 2017.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What has changed in the world since 2017? Nothing.
I can't think of a single thing. This is one that I don't care for, which means I'm going to stammer and stutter until I can come up with some way out of it. So OSU out per plays, which is a real word.
Outgains on a per play basis, Wisconsin by 5.1 yards per play. And if you would like to trade this for one of the one-pointers I have, I'm perfectly fine with it. If you want to make the Jayden Ballard 2 points, or because frankly, I think of all the one-pointers, I think that's the least likely one to hit. But
the fact that it came so close to happening last week is concerning for me. So I do need to do something here. And I feel like removing a play of exactly 34 yards is my only recourse.
So removing a play of exactly 34 yards would, based on the number of plays Ohio State's going to have, more or less increase this by like half a yard. So that bumps it up to probably, because you're probably going to have roughly 60 plays, give or take.
So that's a lot.
That's a lot. That is quite a bit to increase it.
Now then I'm thinking 17, it doesn't feel like enough. But what we could do, Tom...
17 is much more likely to happen, but it's probably like a quarter of a yard. So...
Which is why I would remove all 17-yarders, but not past 2.
Which then it's... That feels like the worst of all worlds for me. So I'm going to respectfully decline that.
Well, how about this? We alternate which 17-yarders we get. I get the first one, you get the second one, I get the third one.
Again, this feels really stupid.
It's better.
And necessarily complicated.
It's better than me getting at the 34-yarder. It's better than getting the 2 17-yarders.
It's with a maximum of 2 removed.
Okay. So we alternate maximum of 2 removed. The thing that I love best about this is I always understand what my notes mean. Alternate 17-yarders, twice removed, no marriage within the family.
No, that's an SEC. That's a disclaimer you only have to put on the SEC bold prediction show.
That's not very bold. All right. Alternate 17-yarders. I can only have 2. I only have 2, but I get the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, this is a good show.
This is a show that we can agree upon.
I have put all of my parentheses in. My 2-pointer. No reason to add any qualifiers onto this one. At least 3 players for the Buckeyes, more than 2, at least 3, will have season-long receptions in this game.
Okay, so season-long reception for Jeremiah Smith is like 87 yards, so that's probably not going to happen. Season-long reception for Carnell Tate is what, in the 40s?
Like 49.
Okay. Season long.
I have all of them here. So you
Okay.
can.
Yeah. Go ahead
Max
and run
Clare
down
is
the list.
29. Brandon Innes is 12. Bo Jackson, 17. Probably not doing that. Will Kazmarek, 47. Pretty good chance that he's going to top that one. CJ Donaldson, 9. Jelani Thurman, 26. James Peoples, 10. Bennett Christian, 6. Bryson Rogers, 21. David Adolph, 8. Mylan Graham, 23. Quincy Porter, 15. I can't believe 12 yards is Brandon Innes' number.
I'm just thinking that there's a lot of 6s and 8s and.
How about this? Does it have to be at least 10 yards?
I was going to say
double digits.
At least one of them needs to be 34, and at least one of the other ones needs to be 17.
Okay. I mean, you caught me. You got me. Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just a lot of like, oh, Bennett Christian had an 8-yard reception on 3rd and 12. Like, ooh, mark it down. That doesn't feel. That feels like we're really in the technicality realm of here rather than the bold realm.
I mean, who are you talking to? This is where we exist.
Well, it's where you exist. Here's my 3-pointer, right, Tony.
Okay, all right, let's see.
Ohio State outgains Wisconsin by 340 yards in the first half. 340 yards would put you on pace for 680 yards for the game, which it would be an insanely high number. That would be one of the probably top 5 biggest numbers in Ohio State history in terms of facing a Big Ten opponent. And you have to outgain them. It's not just putting up that many yards. It's outgaining them by that many. And Tony, of course, 340, as we all know, is 10 times
34.
Well done. Well done.
Well, I mean, this is okay. No, I was kidding. This is good. I'm going to need the 4th 70-yard play.
The 4th 70-yard play. Okay, but the 4th 70-yard play for either team. So if Ohio State puts up 3 70-yard plays and then Wisconsin puts up a 70-yard play, that Wisconsin 70-yard play doesn't count.
I'm going to strike that. We'll just go ahead and go with the Wisconsin with 340 yards. Outgains Wisconsin by 340 yards in the first half. Okay, I like that. Now, Tom, you're hoping that Ohio State takes the ball to start the game?
That would be the thought, yes. And if Wisconsin wins the toss, I assume they're going to let Ohio State take the ball. But we'll see. That was not Illinois' strategy last week. So
no. All right, my 3-pointer, something that has not been done in a while and doesn't seem like it's going to be done anytime soon. Tom, 220.
See, I almost picked this for 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be perfectly happy to allow you to take this for 1 point.
No, we could talk it up. Because again, it's not something
340.
We could talk that down.
The
last time they did this,
170, 340.
Yeah, we'll do that. 170, 340. Because again, I've thought about doing this and I haven't felt comfortable about the 220. But 170, 340, we will allow it for the people. 170, 340.
And for people who are new, we have not really done this year. 220 for multiple years has been my white whale in the Bold Prediction Show, is predicting Ohio State to rush for 220 yards and also to pass for 220 yards in a game. And it sounds like that can't be that hard. That sounds easy. Shockingly rarely does it actually happen. I predicted it, 4 or 5 times in one season and it never hit. And then the 1 week Tony predicted it did hit. That was probably a couple seasons ago at this point. And I have just, as with all great traumas, the secret is just push it down as far as you can and then let it explode out at some point in the future with just an absolute torrent of rage. So rest assured, if it happens on Saturday, I will be extremely happy for my good friend Tony Gerdeman.
Well, the thing is, they've done it on the road in the Big Ten twice since like 2019.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was the 2019 Michigan game, and then there was the 2022 Michigan State game in East Lansing. Those are the only two Big Ten road games that they've done that. And so that's why I thought, you know what, let's try it, see what Tom thinks. But I'm okay with the 170, 340. They're still working on the running game. As we know, the explosive running game will come here eventually. My bonus for you, Tom. No, go ahead. Tell me your bonus first.
Tony, you and I, between us, on this trip, consume over 0.5 cheese curds.
That will be over. And yes, we will somehow, there will be curds. There may be curds at the media meal. Who knows? But even if it's Culver's on the way back home, there will be curds for sure. Although, how many points will I get if there are no curds?
If you get it, then we have to call you Tony Gerdeman for the rest of the season. That's
You're
the rule.
You're the third person that has said that to me this week, Tom. And I'll be glad when this Wisconsin trip is over, frankly. All right. My bonus to you, Ohio State will keep Wisconsin out of the end zone at least one quarter in this game. I can't promise you more than that, but I'll give you one.
I need you to remove one of the quarters.
Fifth quarter.
Well, that is a thing in Madison, so there you go.
All right.
That's a good one. So I think those are probably both equally likely to hit, but we'll see how the trip goes.
We may have the curds by that fifth quarter. So there you go. All right. That's going to do it. Bold predictions are in. Everybody's favorite, including Tom's. We appreciate you guys being here. Tom, yes. I'll just tilt the video so it looks like you're shaking your head up and down. If you could hit the thumbs up on YouTube, we'd appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel if you've not yet done so. And continue to find us at BuckeyeHuddle.com. Thank you all for tuning in, and we will talk to you all later.